Communication Error.
Welcome to episode 70 of Communication Error, a gaming debate podcast where we may not always agree, but if we listen to what one another has to say, maybe we'll be able to fix our communication error. I'm one of your hosts, Cheesy, and the man who is big enough to admit that he was wrong, Johnny Ebo. How are you doing?
I think you're going to be surprised with this episode, actually.
You think? Wait, what do you mean? This is
Because
throwing me for
wrong.
a loop.
I'm not wrong.
Okay. I guess we'll save it. How was your weekend?
It was good. Well, I don't know what I did. I didn't do much. Oh,
Okay.
I got the Zelda Lego. Yeah, that was cool. The Zelda Lego, the Deku Tree is out. It is such a cool set. It's so good.
Which side do you like more?
Well, I haven't finished. I mean, I'm doing Breath of Wild first.
Okay.
I haven't finished it yet. I've only done, I thought the way it worked is you had to choose if you wanted to do Breath of Wild or Ocarina of Time, right away.
Yeah.
And then that would mean that you could do Link's house or Hestu. But the way it works is every set you could do Link's house, and every set you could do Hestu and the Master Sword little platform. So it's actually kind of cool because if you just want to have Link's house as a side build, it's really neat. And then the Master Sword platform is pretty cool.
So, did you buy two?
No, I didn't buy. Not yet. I didn't buy two. But the way
but you're planning on it.
The way, yeah. So it's it was probably dumb to buy it day one because there was no gift or purchase. So you're not saving any money there. And there was no sale. So it was probably pretty dumb to buy it day one, but I needed it. It's really cool. So what I'm going to do for the second set is I'll get another set, and then I'll sell the minifigs, and then I'll also sell the side builds of Link's house and the Master Sword platform because it's very easy to just, I think it's the first 4 bags. And we've done this before. We got 2 Barrador sets because we wanted to make to have a bunch of extra black pieces.
Okay.
So we sold all the minifigs. We sold the Eye of Sauron, and we sold the neck of the building, and we made our money back. Actually, I think we made more than.
Really?
I think we actually made more than we bought it for. So.
Wow.
Now I don't know if that's going to be possible with the tree, but.
How much do the minifigs go for when you try to resell them?
It depends on the set. These ones will probably, I would say, at least 100 total for 4 minifigs.
Okay.
I think the Lord of the Rings set, I think we sold them all for $180. There was 8 or 10 of them. We also there was a gift for purchase with that set, which sold for about $200. And then the eye sold for, I forget if it was 50 or 70. I forget what we sold it for. And then the neck, we sold it for 100 something. So yeah, we made our money back. It was actually really smart to do that. We didn't, I mean, that set's I think that set's $500 and we got 2 of them. So, we paid less than $500 altogether.
Yeah. So with the Zelda set, I thought it was really cool. I think it was Nintendo of Japan that tweeted out a commercial basically for the Zelda Lego set, and Link and Zelda were. It was like watching the Lego movie, but they made them animated.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I hope they have more Zelda stuff coming out. There is on the Lego website. There is a Lego Zelda section, but it's right now it's only one set. So I'm assuming they're gonna have more than one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna do what they do with Lord of the Rings, where Lord of the Rings had a big set in Rivendell last year, and then they had another big set this year, or Barrador. They haven't had the play sets. They've all been like $400, $500 sets. So people want the more affordable sets, And I guarantee that people want more. I know people want more affordable Zelda sets because I made a video about it when I got it, and people were not happy about the price. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just think that now that we've always have said that a Mario Lego game would be really cool since Lego and Nintendo seem to be really like buddy buddy. But now I'm like, oh no, a Zelda Lego game would work so much better.
yeah, I think if they were to do one, Zelda would be the way to go. And
Yeah.
they're doing a Lego Horizons game.
Yeah.
So and there's a Lego Horizons set which is really cool. Like that's one of my favorite sets. So I hope it does well, and we get some Lego Zelda. It's
Yeah.
yeah, that would be neat. And
Well,
we have a ton of Zelda games, so
that's true. So let's just get some more, And we're getting a new Zelda game next month.
this month.
This month, you're right. It's September. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Time is flying.
What did you do on the weekend?
Um, so decided that I was gonna go down a very long journey, and I'm gonna see how long it takes me, or if I'm going to finish it. I decided that I was gonna start One Piece, which is like 1,100
Are you
episodes.
watching the anime or are you reading the manga?
No, the anime. I'm just watching the series.
Yeah, I don't
And
know. I know there's what you said there's like 1,000.
it's like 1,100, yeah. On
Isn't
top
there
of
a
like
way to
some
watch
movies
it
and
where it's only the stuff that you really need? Like I forget what it's called.
probably, yeah. I just am not really like, I don't really know too much about it, but I'm like, this series is so well beloved. I want to go to Japan one day, so I feel like that's just one of those things where if I go to Japan and I recognize these characters, it will make that experience so much better just because of how big it is out there. And then the creator wants to, I don't know if he wants to, but he has announced that it's going to be ending in like 3 or 4 years. So I'm also kind of like, well, I kind of want to get caught up and see how all of this is going to unfold. If it's still going, people must really enjoy it. So I don't know. I'm going to see where the journey takes me.
Yeah, that one seemed overwhelming. When I was getting into manga, a year back or a couple years back, I was like, oh, well, I know One Piece is popular, but then I started looking into it. I'm like, oh no, not doing that. That's a hard pass.
Yeah. But anyway, we're not talking about Lego. We're not talking about anime. Let's get to some server maintenance, and then let's talk about what we're going to do, because I mean, you've already teased that it's not going to go the way that I think it's going to go.
Yeah. So yeah, some server maintenance. Make sure you leave 5-star reviews on Spotify and Apple. We haven't got a new review on either, so make sure you leave 5-star reviews. Follow the Communication Era on all social media: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I think we're at like 260 or something of subs. Still trying to get that monetization, but we got a while to go. Make sure. Actually, speaking of this episode, I released a video, I think 2 weeks now, kind of explaining my whole thing that I'm doing. So make sure you check that out on my YouTube channel. You'll know exactly what video I'm talking about. The thumbnail gives it away. And then I also posted another video just yesterday for the top 10 must-own Nintendo Switch games. And there's a couple in there that I think people would be a little surprised that it's on there.
You're going to say 1-2 Switch because that's the joke.
I didn't put that in there. I mean, I
Oh,
put
you
it on
didn't?
the thumbnail. I didn't put it on. I mean, I might not have put it in the video, but I put it on the thumbnail. I definitely put it on the thumbnail.
Okay.
But yeah, and then follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the fun stuff, and the Nintendo Powercast.
Yeah, you can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, the Nintendo Powercast, CheezyC64, CheezyC64. And if you do listen to this episode when it comes out, you might want to listen to Nintendo Powercast, because N64 Josh and Crawler went to PAX. So we're going to hear all of their impressions of Jamboree and Echoes of Wisdom, plus just all the crazy fun time that they had over there.
Yeah, I'm not jealous at all.
No, I know.
But yeah, so this is, I'm gonna call it remastered. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it remastered. So the episode 1 of the Communication Error podcast was physical versus digital games, and my philosophy, I'm gonna say, has changed since then. I didn't I didn't listen to the second episode, the community patch note episode. I don't know what was said in there, but I did listen to the first one, and now I don't remember what I said. I know the biggest thing for me was convenience, and I do think digital games are more convenient for sure. I still believe that's true. And then I was also, I didn't mention this on the episode, I don't believe, but it actually supports the developers more than physical games because they get a bigger chunk.
That I didn't know. That's true.
I would think so. I mean, they don't have to pay. Like, if a game is digitally $60 and physically $60, like they don't have to pay those manufacturing costs for.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I guess for third parties, they might have to like pay the shop fee for like the eShop.
Yeah.
But like Nintendo gets more of a chunk if you just buy straight from the eShop. But anyway, no, the reason why we're doing a remaster is because I changed how I thought of this, because I guess it was the beginning of the month, beginning of August, I bought a GameCube because I sold my GameCube and GameCube collection back when I was younger, and I regret that, so I wanted to get one. So I went down this whole path of picking up a GameCube, and I bought a bunch of games, and now I'm also buying Nintendo Switch games, and I actually also picked up some Wii U games.
Oh, dang.
I got NES Remix. Super Mario Maker.
Okay.
That's the same one. And Hyrule Warriors. And I also picked up 3D World. They were super cheap. So GameStop, I don't know if you saw this. GameStop's doing this retro thing.
Yeah.
Like they're promoting retro, which I think they just have like back stock, and they are trying to get rid of it. So they're just like rebranding it as, oh yeah, these are our retro games. But it's just a bunch of things they have in inventory.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's that. Maybe it was something that was planned and that's what they've wanted to do. I do think that they probably caught some fire with Game Informer and how they ended all of that and didn't like let anyone from Game Informer know that they were just closing up shop. So now it's like, hey guys, we have like old retro games. Come down to our store.
I will say I went to a GameStop. So not every GameStop has them. It's certain ones, and they tweeted out like, hey, you could check if a GameStop is retro. I think they actually call them retro stores. So you could check which one, and I saw one was like 20 minutes away. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out, and it's sad. Like, it's just sad. It's one wall. It's one wall with all of the games. Like, if it's 360, Wii, GameCube, PS3, it's just one wall with all of the games they have in stock. It's not a lot of games. It's not a lot of games.
I did see a tweet from Retrologic Games, and I think you know who they are. But
yeah.
They shared an image of going to a retro game store, and they didn't have like the covers on any of the games. It was just like, it just said what it was on the cover.
Yeah, those are the ones that they didn't have cases for.
Oh, okay. So it's not like that.
I mean,
not all of them are like
some
that?
of them, not all of them are like that. Like these ones, like I know Wii U, not technically. I don't know. It's not retro, I guess, but they were in the retro section. Like these are the cases that were on the shelf.
Okay.
It's just some they don't have cases for, so they just have it up there. That it's kind of not good looking.
So I guess like I, I also listened to the episode, and I just got to say, like, I think for our first episode, we did really well. Like going back and listening to it, it doesn't sound like it is our first episode.
Yeah,
It
yeah, I
sounds like
know.
something that we've been doing for a while, and I don't know. It was just like it's just a proud moment.
It is like
But
I think our most listened to episode.
I know, and it was our first episode. I mean, obviously the discussion,
The topic,
yeah,
yeah.
the topic is really divisive, I guess, um, and discussed. But yeah, I thought that we did a great job. But okay, so you bought a GameCube. What? And I know you said that the reason that you bought a GameCube was because of like your childhood and that you had to sell your games and you sold your GameCube to get books for college. But that day, like, what was it that like gave you the impulse to buy a GameCube? Did you see one? Was it like you were just sitting at home and you were like, I think I'm gonna go buy one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it hit me around the time that something happened where I wasn't in the best of headspaces, and I just wanted to like relive some memories.
Sure.
And I think we probably were talking about GameCube recently on like the Nintendo Powercast. I'm like, oh man, I would love to go back and pick up some of those games and play some of those games.
Yeah.
And then I just looked up like retro game stores near me,
Hmm.
and I found one. They had a GameCube there, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up. And then it's just kind of snowballed from there.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, so we are talking about physical and digital games. Unfortunately, there are not many brick and mortar stores to purchase physical retro games.
Sure.
There's, I mean, I think there's like 3 within a half hour of me, which I guess is probably pretty decent. But it's kind of hard to find a store, like a brick and mortar store that has physical retro games.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because, and well, I know there's a lot of stores like DK Oldies is infamous for being terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
I was
just
gonna
like
say
over,
like
just
they're
overpriced.
infamous, but they also don't really have a great name to them.
Yeah, yeah, and there's some other like retro stores that I follow on TikTok. I forget what it's called. It's like Secret Castle Games or something. So, and there was another Double Jump Video Games. They sell old games, and like I know I could buy these games online, but it's just not the same. Like it's not as fun.
Interesting, because in the episode, our first episode, I mentioned that one of the reasons I like physical games or buying physical games is like the hunt and like the thrill of finding the game that you've wanted to get and having it in your hands. And I feel like now you kind of are feeling the same way.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because every store I've gone to, like they have like one game that I want. Like that first store had Smash Brothers Melee, but then nothing really else that I wanted. The next store I went to had Mario Kart Double Dash or something. The next store I went to, I wanted a Zelda game. They didn't have like Twilight Princess or Wind Waker, but they had the demo disc. So I
Okay.
got it just because I wanted a Zelda game.
What
But
is
yeah,
the demo
definitely.
disc? Like for is it for Wind Waker
Well,
or
it's called the Zelda Collector's Edition. It has
okay.
Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask on it,
Oh, nice.
plus a demo for Wind Waker.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and there was also another one. The other one's harder to find. It has Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Master Quest on one disc.
And that was for GameCube?
That was for GameCube, yeah. And I think you got that was like I think that was a pre-order bonus. Like imagine if you got just one of the greatest games ever made as a pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
And they they ported it to GameCube, so it works on the GameCube. Nintendo would
Yeah.
never do that. They would never do that again. They would
They
sell
would
that
never
to you.
what? Oh, for
they
sure.
would never have a promotional disc that has Ocarina of
You're talking
Time.
about, yeah, now?
Yeah, now, yeah.
Because even my Nintendo, what was it? It was like my
There
Nintendo
was Club
Rewards?
Nintendo back then.
Club Nintendo. Yeah, yeah. You could get like a Game and Watch DS game.
Yeah, yeah. Or Club Nintendo had really good rewards.
Yeah.
They had that Luigi's Mansion statue that was really cool.
Uh huh.
I wish like back when Club Nintendo was a thing,
Yeah.
they had levels. I don't know if you remember this. They had like platinum, or they had like gold level and platinum level.
Hmm.
So like throughout the year, you would buy games and register
Mm-hmm.
them with Club Nintendo, and then at the end of the year, it would say, "Oh, you hit gold status, or you hit platinum status. Yeah, silver might even be on there, and you got a reward." So like if you hit platinum status, you might have gotten like that's how I got Donkey Kong Country Returns on 3DS for free,
Oh, okay.
because it was just one of the rewards in Club Nintendo
I
for
thought
being a
that
platinum.
game specifically came out with the 3DS, the new 3DS.
No,
Okay. Or was it just? It was just Donkey Kong Country, because
yeah,
that's when they
Donkey Kong
brought
Country
like
Returns was on Wii,
right.
but yeah, Club Nintendo was cool. I don't know where I'm This isn't about physical versus digital. Hold on, I got to get back on track. So I I'm very I was very vocal about being a digital only person for the
Mm-hmm.
longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And then now this like GameCube thing happens, and what kind of made me think of it like, oh, I don't want this to happen to me again, right? I don't want to have to rebuild another library.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't want to for Nintendo Switch. Who knows how long the Nintendo Switch games will work, or if I'll even want to use a Nintendo Switch down the line, you know. So I don't want 20 years down the line being like, oh man, I would really wish I could play the Pokemon games, and the eShop doesn't let me play them or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just out of luck, and then I have to pay $300 to try to get new Pokemon Snap. And I don't want to do that again.
Yeah. No. I mean, so this is what this show is about. Is trying to like talk, see where the other one is coming from, and then maybe being able to like convince them differently, or to make them like have an open mind towards something. And you saying that you like want to go back and play these games again in our first episode was you with a like I don't care attitude. I'm never gonna play these games again.
Well, I mean, I have game like there. I probably will never play like a DS again. I don't see myself playing a DS again. I don't have the
Why?
memories for it. I could see myself playing a GameCube again because of the memories I have with it. I could see myself playing a Nintendo Switch again because of the memories I have with it. But DS, nah, I don't
Yeah.
really care. Even like Super Nintendo, if it wasn't such a hassle, like I have one, it pretty much works. But if it wasn't a hassle to kind of set up,
Yeah.
I would probably play it. But we have access to those games a lot now. Like the games that I want to play, we have access to.
And they're like being remastered, or they're being like ported over.
Yeah, but like this whole thing stems from Pokemon games. A lot of the older Pokemon games are hard to access. Like they're hard to get access to without spending
Yeah.
a ton of money.
I mean, we still don't have them on the Switch.
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous, and I don't know if they're worried that it's going to kill the value or something, or they're just not doing it. But I know the original were on the 3DS, and I have a couple, but you know you can't get any more because the eShop is shut down, so you can't buy any of the other ones.
Right.
The DS Pokemon games are super expensive, super expensive. Like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, which I never had a chance to. Like I was not playing Nintendo games when those came out, so I never played them, and I would love to play them now, but they're $300.
No way.
Yeah,
So I've got $300.
probably.
Okay, cool. And then how much is like Pearl?
I don't know. That one's probably. Hold on, I
'Cause,
can
I mean,
actually.
we did.
I can pull this up. I can pull this up. There's a website. It's called Price Charting. I did some
We did just
research.
get a remake on it.
Yeah, but like I said last time, I don't think the remakes and remasters are really causing any issues with the value.
Originals. So while you're looking that up,
What?
Oh,
A
what
bunch
is
of
it?
Pokemon cards popped up. What the heck? I don't want that.
oh, actually, speaking of Pokemon cards, I just pre-downloaded the Pokemon Pocket app.
Oh yeah, I have that pre-downloaded too.
Coming
Why
out
did that
October
not pop up?
30th. That would be really fun. I think if our community gets involved and we all do like trade cards and battle each other.
That would be cool. I hope there are. I hope it's easy to play with others.
You don't think it would be? What do you mean?
I don't know. Just these things don't really work out that well. Like,
Because you need like a friend code.
yeah, I don't even know what that game is. They don't really tell you. It's just like opening cards. That's
Yeah,
it.
but it's also the trading card game. So you get to battle each other. You get to
But
trade.
do you get to battle your friends, or is it just randoms online?
I mean, I would hope it's your friends, but yeah, I guess they haven't really clarified that.
Okay, so Pokemon Pearl complete in box is $63.
Oh wow, that's
Which,
not
when
as
you
much
think
as I
of
thought it
it,
would
like
be.
I think it probably was like $30 when it came out. 30, maybe 40. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, when it came out, it was 30 or 40. Now it's 63. A new sealed one is 250. Yeah, Pokemon games are not cheap. And I was hoping, like, speaking of GameStop, on their website, they have Pokemon Gale of Darkness XD
Oh yeah.
for, I think they have it for like $120. It goes everywhere else for like $250.
Mhm.
But it's not in stock online, and it's nowhere near me. So it's just kind of teasing me. Like, all
So
right,
if anybody wants to buy Pokemon Gale of Darkness for John Ebo, and then he can like Venmo you or whatever, like there's possibilities out there.
my
Someone
birthday
will want to help
is
you out.
next week, so there you go.
Yeah. I got to figure out what I'm doing because last year I played Super Mario Bros. 3 for the first time for
Oh.
you. So you would shut up about it, and then that kind of blew up in my face. So
Yeah, now it's a whole thing. All right.
yeah,
Anyway,
now we made a whole segment.
so I've been doing GameCube games. Right now, I've just been buying things. I haven't played them too much. It's just like collecting, just
Uh-huh.
growing the collection. I bought a bunch of GameCube games off of GameStop, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, they are in really good shape, except for one of them. One of them didn't come in the original case. It didn't have a manual, but it didn't say that on the
Oh.
website.
Oh,
So
that's a bummer.
yeah, but it was cheap. It wasn't expensive. I got Twilight Princess. I was worried about that one because it was on the website for 90, and I think everywhere else it goes for like 150. So I'm like,
Wow.
oh no. But it came in and is in really good shape, so I'm super happy about that.
That's
But
cool.
But yeah, so this GameCube thing has triggered me buying physical for Nintendo Switch as well. Best Buy had a buy two, get one free promotion. So I bought a bunch of the Pokemon games. I bought Fire Emblem Engage, Advance Wars. I got Emio physical.
Mm-hmm.
I have Echoes of
Are you gonna play
Wisdom coming in. I haven't played Emio yet.
Yeah, I haven't played the demo yet,
I got Echoes of
or
Wisdom
the
coming in.
game. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. So I don't want. There's a part of me that doesn't want to open these games. Like I want to keep them sealed.
Yeah, so
But
this is the part that like I th- I think is kind of a problem because you're going to buy physical games, not open them, but you still will buy them digitally so you can play them.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna last long. For like MEO, I think I'm going to keep it sealed because I think 3 people probably bought that game, and I'm 2 of the copies.
Mhm.
So I think that one will stay rare. The ones that I already own digitally that I picked up, I'm not gonna unseal. But like I have Echoes of Wisdom coming in, and I have Mario Party Jamboree coming in. I think I will just open those. Like doing this GameCube collecting has made me realize that it's not a good investment, right? It's not You're not going to make a ton of money doing this.
As far as what? What do you mean?
Like if I were to buy, say I bought Emio
Yeah.
for $50.
Yeah.
20 years down the line, it might be worth $70.
Sure.
That's not a good investment
No.
because
But
that's pretty much just keeping up with inflation. So
yeah.
I think the way, I don't know, my brain, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. I think I was wrong.
Is this a midlife crisis you're
Yeah, I
having?
am. I am having like I don't know. I think moving forward for Nintendo at least, I will just do physical. Like I'm not going to. Yeah, I
Wow.
don't think I'm going to do the two, buying both, like physical and digital. I don't think I'm gonna do it for most,
I
unless it's a
and
collector's edition.
I think you will go back to digital because I think at the top of the show you mentioned how in the first episode you talked about convenience. And let's be honest, it is way more convenient to download games digitally than it is physically. It's annoying to have to like change the cart out to put in another cart. However, there's something that for me anyway is more special about having the game physically, and like that's just the added annoyance I guess that you have to just accept is like, yeah, all right, I got to change the cart now because my friends want to play Mario Kart instead of Splatoon or whatever.
That is such a
But
first
it's
world problem.
I no, I know it is.
I
I
know
know it
I've said
is.
it, but it's such a first world problem. Like, oh my god, I can't change this cart. Like
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild has been in my Switch for 7 years. Like I
Uh-huh.
think it's been that game in my Switch for 7 years. I don't think I've taken it out because I don't own that game digitally.
Mm.
But no, I don't know. I The GameCube thing has made me like realize like I don't want to do this again, but I'm worried about selling the stuff that I have now. Like,
Mhm.
5 years down the line, I'm like, oh, why do I have all this crap? And then I just sell it. And then 15 years down the line, I'm like, oh man, I wish I had these games again.
Yeah.
And the whole like being digital takes that out of your hands.
You know what's funny is like we had Nintendo Powercast, Crawler and Josh, or yeah, Crawler and Josh in the Discord, and they told us to send us like our barcode, I guess, for our
Yeah,
QR
yeah,
code
for the pin
for
or
the
something.
My Nintendo rewards to get a Echoes of Wisdom Zelda pin. And I got on the website and I was about to send it to them, and then I was like, I don't need this. Like, as cool as it would be to have it,
Yeah.
all of this stuff just starts to clutter up. And like,
Yeah.
yes, it's a collection, and it's great to have, but I think you get to a certain point where you're like, is this something that I really need, or is this just gonna get thrown in a
Yeah.
closet and you'll never see it again?
I actually have like my closet behind me has a bunch of crap in it, just a bunch of like overflow stuff in it, and
Oh, me too.
I need to. Kelsey got a tote, and I need to clean out the closet so so it goes in the garage. So it's just gonna be in the
I'm
garage, like it's all this. It's just junk.
Johnny, I'm not even joking. In this closet, I have a poster for, I think, Mario Party 10. I think. I would have to dig it out and see. And on the other side of it is for a Shrek game. Why do I have that?
No, I agree. I'm even looking at I have a media shelving unit like here, and
Yeah.
I'm looking that like the Switch games that I've been buying pretty much take up one shelf now. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Let's just keep it like that. And if I were to continue to buy games, it's just going to be the whole media shelf is going to be
Mhm.
game cases. And I
Yeah.
don't like how that looks. I like
I,
how it is right now. It's like pretty. It has little other stuff on there.
you mentioned that also in the first
No, I
episode is that
remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
you don't want to see the spines of the games because like what's the point if you have the covers but you don't get to see them? So another reason I'm surprised that you're going physical again. But what it really comes down to from what I'm learning is just from your childhood. You don't necessarily want to collect other games that don't really mean anything to you. So it's not so much for preserving, it's just trying to recapture what you once had.
Yeah. And I don't think like I was looking at the Switch game. I was looking at Switch games that are coming out, and I was looking at like these indie games. I'm like, those would be cool to have like a case
Like
for, I
what? Like what
guess.
games?
I don't know. I saw some for like Cult of the Lamb. That one looked pretty
Hmm.
cool. Uh,
Celeste?
I didn't see Celeste, but I saw Tunic. Like Tunic was on there,
Yeah, Tunic would be cool.
and I'm like, yeah, these would be cool, but do I already own the games, and like, do I really need? Do I need that? I don't know. I don't think I
Hollow
need that.
Knight?
I didn't see Hollow, but yeah, I mean, I've seen Hollow Knight out in the wild. Like in
I
Best Buy, they have
haven't.
like a plush of Hollow Knight.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it starts to just become clutter, and I
Yeah.
hate clutter. Like we went fully digital for movies long before I went fully digital for games, and
Hmm.
we still have like drawers full of DVDs that we
Yeah.
literally never use.
There's some DVDs that I have that haven't even been opened yet.
Yeah, it's it's convenient. I haven't played. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play these games. I'm not playing Hyrule Warriors on Wii U. Get out of here. Maybe actually, probably years down the line, I probably will play the Wii U just for
The content.
content. And
Yeah, yeah.
I did enjoy the Wii U back when it came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
you're not
I
gonna
think I already
go
own
back
these
and
digitally. I'm pretty sure I
on the
definitely
Wii U.
have Super Mario Maker and the NES Remix games and 3D Mario.
Did you start to go digital only on Switch, or did you start on
No,
Wii U? Or
I started on. I remember Xbox One was the first time that I started going
oh, okay.
digital,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then partway through 3DS, like I was buying 3DS games. Like
Hmm.
physically, I bought Mario Kart 7, Mario 3D Land, Fire Emblem Awakening. Guess how many of those
Mm.
games I still have?
Zero.
Zero,
Yeah.
zero. But I'm in a different spot in my life that
Uh huh.
I hope that I don't need to sell. I hope.
Uh huh.
But yeah, I mean, back then I would trade in a game to get another game.
Yeah.
And I understand that that's a perk of physical. But now it's like I want 3D Land, but I also don't want to spend $30 to get it again.
Mm.
And that's what's happening with the GameCube games. It's like I had uh Mario Kart Double Dash.
Hmm.
It's kind of painful to have to pay for it again.
But did you pay for it the first time?
I probably got it for a gift, but it's like the same
Yeah.
concept. It's the same
I
thing.
mean, that wasn't your money.
Oh, so now it's even more
You,
impactful because it's my money. I mean, I paid for the 3DS
honestly,
games
no.
with my money.
I think that is true. You don't think that that's true? I think if you spend money on something like your own money, you are more likely to take better care of it than if somebody just gives it to you as a gift or somebody
I
else
don't know.
paid for
I
something.
mean, I bought all my 3DS stuff and I still sold it.
That's true. You're a bad example.
Yeah, I mean that was the main reason I went digital is because I didn't want to sell. I didn't want to have the option of selling stuff because of the
Mm,
whole GameCube thing. It's like the one regret I have is selling the GameCube collection.
yeah. You
Live with
brought
no
up
regrets except for GameCube selling your GameCube collection.
no, you got to get that as a tattoo.
No
No
regrets
regrets.
except for GameCube.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah, you
it
brought up
has been all right. So, well, it has been fun buying the games. I have
uh-huh.
been getting dopamine hits. It's expensive dopamine,
Uh-huh.
but it's still fun.
I was going to ask you, like, do you think that you're a happier slash better person slash less grumpy because you are collecting physical games? More so because you were going back into your childhood and you're like, you know what? It's actually not that bad to get all these games physically. Like this, I'm kind of happy now.
Well, I do look at the game like the GameCube. They all have that same spine. You know, it has the little
Uh-huh.
GameCube
Yeah.
at the bottom, except for the
Yeah.
hideous Player's Choice ones. I hate those. But yeah, I look at them and yeah, I'm happy. Like it's happy. They're and the spines are all colorful. Like when you all
Yeah.
right,
I feel like
hold on.
we're witnessing the Grinch right now, and his heart has grown 3 sizes this day. Somebody correct me if that's wrong. I think it's 3 sizes. We've been watching this show on Dropout, which is like a new app that was developed by the College
It's
Humor
three
gang.
sizes. Yeah, it's three sizes.
Yeah, and they rebranded to Dropout, but there's a show on there called Actually, which is like a trivia show that has a bunch of wrong statements, but you have to correctly figure out what is wrong with the statement and be a nerd and give the right answer.
Okay, so what I was doing is I was pulling the Mario Kart Double Dash off the shelf. So
Yeah,
for audio listeners, this is what I'm showing. So the spine is like fun and colorful. It's a little blurry.
you're right. No, I
And
guess
then when you compare it to a Nintendo Switch spine, it's just red and boring.
I'm on this train. I'm on this train because I'm even looking at the Wii, and the Wii had like just like the font
And
had
the font was
coloring.
different.
Yeah,
The Wii U, there's like a little icon at least.
yeah. I mean, it's getting worse.
Yeah. But that's
But
so
the
boring.
Switch- I totally agree. This is a weird episode. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. The GameCube spines make me happy. GameCube game spines make me happy.
So, yeah, going forward with their next console, will you be collecting physically?
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be weird though. It's gonna be a weird.
Well, mostly because you won't be playing these games when they launch at midnight. I think that's the other part. We haven't talked about that. You are someone that likes to play the games right away, and now you will have to wait the next day, or if they bring back like
Oh,
midnight releases.
speaking of that, all right. So I got MEO. I wasn't that hyped for it, which I'm a little worried about Zelda, but I got MEO from Best Buy,
Uh-huh.
and I think it came out on Thursday. I think their games
Yes.
come out on Thursday now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because the
I
next
didn't get it until
the-
Friday,
Oh, that's a possibility.
and I
that
have
happens.
Zelda pre-ordered, and that pissed me off with Amazon. Amazon used to do I think it was like 20% off if you pre-ordered from them. They had a really good deal for new games for a while, and then they're like, oh, we're losing money, we can't do that. But then it would never get delivered on the day.
Yeah, and you know what you do, Johnny? You get out of your house and
I mean,
you
I could
go
do
to the
that.
store
Yeah.
and you pick it up.
So I have a Target like right down the street from me, and I do that when there's like a new amiibo or like a special edition console, or actually when the Mario Switch came out, I ordered it off of Target and got it delivered that day from like DoorDash.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So I know I won't be able to play these games at midnight,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm getting old. Staying up past midnight is rough.
You don't do
But
that anymore?
not. I mean, on the weekends I do, but not. And even, well, I guess it's almost midnight now. So yeah, I do kind of stay up, but it's I can't stay up all night anymore. It's too much. I
Yeah.
did that for Mario Wonder, and I did that for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
So there are, I mean, for Tears of the Kingdom, I bought the digital version, the collector's edition. Like I got both digital and physical. I'm assuming I'm going to do that for some games at least.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
So,
not all of them.
in the episode, there's a couple of things I want to mention. There was, and I think it's kind of the conclusion for this episode and what we're kind of understanding. I think it was Clockworth Clone who mentioned in the first episode. Maybe it was somebody else. I apologize. But they were saying that like they don't really collect for like Xbox or PlayStation because there's just really no meaning to it. It doesn't. You don't feel anything. But like with Nintendo, someone that it really seems like they still care about games and they still care about physical collecting. That is the direction that people mostly go when it comes to collecting physical games. And then also just a little note, that was the first time that No Less Guy gave us a comment and we pronounced his name as like no I is Givey. And I just think it's really funny to look back on that. Someone who has been listening since the beginning.
That is funny. I do yeah, for the comment about Nintendo feeling different, I could see that. But that might be nostalgia. Maybe people that grew up on PlayStation 1, they still get that feeling when they pick up a PlayStation 5 game or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I know back in the first episode, I think I was wrong about the games only being a key. I believe the data is actually on the disc, and they just have to download it off the disc. Like it's
Okay.
not, so you don't have to connect to the internet to download it. So it's not like the game isn't actually on the disc. The game is on the disc. It's just you have to download it onto your system.
Which like is kind of a key, isn't it?
Well, if I would think it would be more like a key if you had to download it off of their shop. But it's on the disc, the CD-ROM or whatever.
Yeah, so you put
You're just
the
essentially
disc
burning it.
in the hole,
Yeah.
or like a key.
The slot in the hole. The
Well,
slot.
I'm thinking of. I know I was thinking of a keyhole, but yes, a slot. Still works. I mean, the analogy is still there.
Yeah, I mean the only issue that they have is if there is. I mean, most games have day one patches now, or they have patches that.
Yeah.
If you only use the disc, even Nintendo games, probably if you only use the cartridge, you might not be able to get those updates. It might be, 20 years down the line, they might not work just because they don't have the updates.
Right.
Which that's something else. That's not really a con against physical. Because you should still be able to play the game, I would think. Like, it just the initial release of the game. I don't know. I mean, I still, like, I'm not totally against digital.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for far too long to be against it completely. I do think there are benefits, just the convenience of it. I really think we're going to a digital future.
Yeah. It's kind of like what I said in the first episode is, and I still stand by this. I want to collect physical games, but if it gets to a point where they stop making them, like, that's it, I guess. Like, I'm still going to buy digital games, like I'm still going to play. I just won't, none of us will be able to have a physical collection anymore.
Or they're just gonna be boxes with codes in them.
Yeah, but maybe, or it's just
So
a shop.
I went to GameStop,
Yeah.
and there was a family with two kids. The one kid thought I was a worker, which I don't. I guess I give off GameStop worker vibes. I don't know, because so I was looking at the retro gaming wall,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
comes up to me, and like I was so stupid. He's like, "Oh, do you have Super Mario 3D All Stars?" I'm like I thought he was asking me personally. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
have it. And then he's like, "Oh, do you have it in stock?" He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, I don't work here." Like, I
What
don't know
shirt
what
were you wearing?
I was
Was it
wearing
a
like a
video?
star. It was a Star Wars shirt. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's
It was
definitely
just a
some.
graphic tee. So yeah,
But
I was probably giving off those vibes.
yeah, and I think this is your new TikTok idea.
just
Like
going,
I honestly think that it would do really well.
just going into GameStop and
No, not
acting
even that.
like
I
a.
mean, you could just make videos from home saying like this is what a GameStop employee does, and
Well,
people would
anyway,
probably buy that you worked there.
this family they were looking for Mario 3D All Stars, which is
Okay.
funny because you can't buy it. You can't buy
Yeah.
it anymore. Uh,
Well,
and
yeah, but if there's a place that might have it, GameStop might have it.
yeah, no, but that wasn't what the other. The one kid was trying to get 3D All Stars, and
Yeah.
the other kid was looking at the wall where they have all the cards of like digital download
Mm.
games. So
Yep.
he was getting digital games. He wasn't getting physical games.
Yeah, I know. I believe it.
I don't think like I think our generation and maybe a little after us, I think that's it. I think the people long like Gen Alpha or whatever they're called now is going to be
Yeah.
digital because they're so used to having everything right at their fingertips.
Hmm.
Like Roblox, Minecraft, like those are all just there's not really physical versions of those.
No.
So I really don't think this physical media is going to last much longer.
We've talked about it before, but I also think live service games are not doing the best. And so, like, yes, Fortnite, Roblox, those are kind of the exceptions. Minecraft. But, like, even those, maybe one day, aren't going to be as big.
So another story from the GameStop. This ties in. This ties in.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
the guy in front of me, he was buying a new controller,
Mhm.
and he's like, I didn't think of this. He's like, oh, every 6 months I get a new controller. I'm like, what the heck are you doing to your controller every 6 months? But apparently he was playing Rocket League like a lot, and
Uh-huh.
only Rocket League. The,
Like, rage quitting or what?
he said he plays like 30 plus hours a week.
And just, like, wears out the
I
controller?
guess so. I don't know. Like 6 months seems really short for a controller, even heavy use. Like I've been using the same Switch Pro controller for years.
I just imagine it's like someone who, like, thinks that they're really good at Rocket League, and then they like they have a period where they just start losing a bunch, and they're like, God, this
They just have
controller.
giant holes in the wall because they're throwing controllers. But the point was like the worker was like, oh, I don't really play Rocket League or those types of games anymore. And he's like, oh, have you heard of this game? I forget what it was. It was a single player game. And the guy was like, no, I don't. I just play Rocket League. Like, I can't imagine. How do you just play one game?
I know.
So I think those live service games will do fine for a while. Like Fortnite is going to be around for a long time. Rocket League, I'm assuming will be around. Minecraft, that's never going to die.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then, so when you think of digital games, consoles are kind of behind the times anyway, because you can't buy physical PC games.
Yeah, and I was thinking like mobile games too.
Yeah. there's no more disk drives on. Well, I guess you can get a disk drive, but they're not really standard
Yeah.
on PCs anymore. Steam, there's not really you don't buy physical games.
No.
So I think Nintendo, and that's probably I'm gonna stick with Nintendo. Like I'm buying digital PlayStation and Xbox games. I'm probably not even buying Xbox games because I have Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping what it means also is, the more and more we go to a digital future, the more and more valuable the physical media will become that I already own.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think if we do continue to have physical games, the covers need to be more fun. The spines need to be more fun.
The
There needs
spines,
to
the
be,
covers are
yeah.
fine. Actually, I think the covers are fine. The spines are kind of lame.
Yeah, the covers are fine. The inside also needs
Oh,
to
the
be
inside.
fun.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're not.
See, that's another thing. Like, I love the GameCube games. Like,
Mhm.
it has heft to it. Like, it feels hefty because it has a manual in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a full blown booklet.
And like think of all the art that's in there too. I think that is what's really cool. Is like you can kind of flip through the pages and see maybe different different renders or I don't know, just different like drawings. I'm not an artist when it comes to like creating.
I don't remember.
Things,
but there is a manual in here. Wii U.
Yeah. And you know what? The Switch has those little clippies inside too.
I know.
There's no instruction booklets.
Do you want to know why? I mean, there's 100% why. Actually, this is a really cool disc.
Oh, that is cool.
It's an NES cartridge. It's a cost saving measure.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like we love it because nostalgia again.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing in the Switch cases for the most part.
I think it's also the internet too. They were like, there's walkthroughs on the internet. Like if they need to know how to play a game or they need to like figure out what this area is called, like they'll just look it up online.
Yeah,
we don't really need to make art books anymore.
There's no more Nintendo hotline.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think I was that toxic about digital in the first episode. I don't remember. I might have been.
No, I think that you handled it well for being John Ebo. I think I have heard you or have seen you post online probably harsher things about physical media.
It's clickbait.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it's fun to see our points of view change and just kind of see us grow. If it is us growing, great. If physical collecting isn't us growing and it's actually making us more in debt than we already are, that's a problem. But
I'm actually kind of scared. I don't want to look at how much money I spent this past month.
Oh, don't do that. No,
because
you guys. Oh, because you posted what?
I posted a video like showing all my pickups, and I didn't realize it was as much as it was.
Oof.
It was like the stacks were higher than I was expecting.
Yeah. But you're an accountant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I said I was good with money. I think in my video I said that it's like a retirement fund, which I shouldn't have said that because it's not. It's I probably should have said it more sarcastically because I don't really think I will be able to retire off of selling my physical game collection 20 years down the line.
There's only one way to find out.
But I do think that it could be a rainy day fund if anything were to hit the fan.
Sure.
Like you could always offload your physical media for something. We could talk after. I don't want to put anybody on blast, but that is actually happening right now with somebody that we know on the internet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say I think what you and Nagachaka said, which, by the way, if you don't know who that is, go follow him online and go listen to PlayStation Drive and go follow Carpool Gaming. If you are listening, you probably already know all of that, but they're great people. Uh, you guys mentioned that like all of the games that I have back here, all of the systems and handhelds, like all of that could be great for a college fund, and that's something I've never have thought of for my future daughter. Um, and like it's kind of hard to think about parting ways with it, but I can't think of a better way to like if I ever was in the mindset of like, okay, I'm done with these and I want to help my kid get through college. Like, I think it would just be nice.
Yeah, no, and I don't think you necessarily have to do something like that. Like it could just
Yeah.
be like I don't even want to say it this way, but your life's collection or something. You know, your
Sure. Yeah. I'm thinking like I right now I'm not going to, but I like the idea of it. I'm just selfishly just being like, no, these are mine.
But yeah, I mean, it's not going to make you rich. Like there might
Yeah.
be one or two games there that probably worth $150 or something. It's not like there are some Pokemon cards that are worth that like from our childhood that are worth like $500,000 to $1 million, or at least
Sure.
they were, and that's depressing to know that you probably I probably had one in my collection or something.
Yeah, I probably did too. And then my mom sold the whole
Yeah.
booklet at a garage sale for $5.
See, that's what I don't want to regret it. I don't want to regret this 20 years down the line if Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for some reason are worth thousands of dollars.
Whoa.
Can you imagine?
No, because that game is. I mean, it's got its good moments, but it's also not the greatest.
Also, do not take this as like don't get into this to try to be an investment, because you have to think of the Nintendo Switch is the most popular console, going to be one of the most popular consoles ever. Their games have sold a ton. Like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Pokemon games have sold like 20 plus million copies. There's a ton more out in the world than there are the GameCube Pokemon games. So they're not going to be worth as much. They're not going to go up in value as much as some of these old Pokemon games are.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, thank you for doing a remaster episode with me. And I guess going back and talking about physical versus digital, I am curious to see what our community has to say, if they have anything to say at all. And if you want us to do another remastered episode on the topics that we have done in the past, let us know. Maybe we will revisit them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the topics we've done so far and which one would be a good one to go back and revisit. I don't know. Yeah, let us know in the comments.
We'll have to go back. But anyway, Johnny, close us out. What are some closing thoughts you have?
Oh, no.
That's it.